What's going on, everyone? This is Realtor Joe Samona. Welcome to the first ever podcast of Your Cup of Joe. Today I have Mo El Shaheen with Next Door Lending with me. Mo, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Joe, and most importantly, Goat Media. Thank you also for providing the space. Joe, I know we've known each other for a long time. I know you're also very loved in your community, and a lot of people know you just from my time hanging out with you in the last couple of years. I know so much about you from other people, but do you mind telling us what you do and why you do it?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a realtor. I've been a licensed realtor since 2012. Real estate has run in the family. My dad had his real estate license for, I think, over 30 years, with about 20 of those years being a licensed real estate broker. Sadly, in June of 2023, he passed away, and thank you, and his legacy and his care for real estate continues to inspire me and continues to give me the drive and the momentum that I need to go on forward.
Hey, I love that. Just out of curiosity, do you think that if Baba Farouk was not a real estate, do you think he would be a real estate agent?
You know, I love that you know his name now. I'm going to get back to that, but I love that you know his name now. But when you called the hospital to see what hospital we were at,
To not put me on blast.
yeah, I have to though. You called the hospital and you said, "My dad is in there." And they said, "What's his name?" And you said, I don't know what his legal name is." So thanks for knowing his name now. I do think that his love for real estate definitely inspired me, and him being a positive role model in my life has definitely inspired me to do good things.
I'm so glad to hear that. But on a lighter note, if we were to ask your parents what does Joe do for a living, how would they describe it?
Um, if if my dad understood it, so if he was still living, he would probably understand it, explain it better. My mom, however, would probably go go a little something. You're laughing because you know what's coming next.
I know.
My mom would probably go a little something like this. My son, he sell houses, very good real estate. He sell a lot of houses. He sell to the one person, the big house. So that's how the explanation would be from my mom. Love you, mom.
I love you, mom. I just so you know, if you haven't met Joe's mom, she's literally one of the greatest humans ever. I love her more than I love Joe. And the way he just described her and the accent, 100%. But thank God I don't talk to her in English. We talk in Arabic. Um, if real estate wasn't a thing, like I know you've been in it for a long time. You do amazing. Your clients love you. Everywhere, But if real estate didn't work out for you, what do you think you would be doing?
So if I wasn't doing real estate,
Yeah, for real estate, if you started real estate, let's just say real estate didn't work out for you, what would you be doing now?
it's a great question because some people know this and some people don't. I actually always wanted to go to law school and I wanted to be an attorney. At first, my dream was to be a prosecutor. Then I wanted to be a defense attorney. Um, those are two totally different sides of law. But I always wanted to go to law school, and I think everything happens for a reason. I
Mhm.
think there's a reason that I didn't go to law school, and I think there's a reason that real estate worked out. So I'm a firm believer in, everything happens for a reason, and God has a plan for everything.
I agree with you. Having a reason and having a path and getting to where you're at now, what advice would you give your 10-year-old self?
That's a great question because I always think if I had the knowledge I have today 10 years ago or to my 10-year-old self, I would be in a completely different position. But what I would say to my 10-year-old self is something that I would say to new realtors or people new in any profession,
Mhm.
really: stay the course. It may take up a while. It may take a while to build up your book of business, but stay the course and go forward. Um, don't let the little hiccups discourage you. I think that the roadblocks that you have to maneuver around
Mhm.
are also the ones that shape you for who you are today.
Do you believe that as a good real estate agent, or even as an entrepreneur, you and I both know, real estate agents they're business owners, but do you believe that roadblocks are part of entrepreneurship? Do you think that hey, business is never going to be perfect, tough days, tough months? Do you think that's part of the journey, or do you believe that everything should be just sunshine and rainbows?
No, I don't. I don't think everything should be sunshine and rainbows,
Hmm.
and I don't. I wouldn't want everything as sunshine and rainbows because unless you have the roadblocks,
Hmm.
you don't know how to appreciate the good things in life. So the good things that come to you will almost become like, okay, yeah, well, I was supposed to get that. I was supposed to have those good things happen. So it's really nothing special. But the roadblocks remind us how lucky we are to have the good things in
The
life.
good days. What has been the most memorable moment of your career?
The most memorable moment of my career,
Yes.
um, aside from passing the real estate exam, it was the first home that I sold that was close to $2 million.
Wow.
And it was amazing because it was like I just accomplished something that, many people dream of having a sale that big. And just want to tell people don't become discouraged. You will get there if you stay the course. But that was one of my most memorable moments.
What about your first, hey, I made it in real estate moment? Would that be the same moment, or would you
I,
have a different one?
I still remember it. It was when I got my first commission check. And
Um, do you mind sharing how much that was?
it, I, I actually think I remember. I want to say it was like $400. It was a lease.
Okay.
I still remember the street name too. It was Faulkner in Troy. I think it was Big Beaver and Rochester area. It was a condo, and it was a lease that I did, and it was for someone that I went on a church retreat with.
Wow.
So I still remember that. I still remember getting the check, and I still remember taking it somewhere and cashing it. I think it was like a gas station. I was
A liquor
so
store.
excited. Yeah, right.
um, I know you're very involved in your community. You also just brought up that you had met the person, your first one of your first clients at a church retreat. How important is community, church, and most importantly, God to you?
I give glory to God at all times. God is the reason for all of the greatness. Um, I believe everybody should have faith, whether religious in nature or not, if that makes sense. But I think everybody should have some sort of faith because faith and belief that things will work out,
Mhm.
I believe is what shapes you to be a better person and what shapes you to be who you are and what you're really meant to be. So I have faith. We're very strong in our faith.
Mhm.
And I give all thanks to God for everything.
And I know you have a great relationship with God, but out of curiosity, and this might be a personal question. This is something that I'm thinking of right now. I know Pops is a Shamasha, and do you believe that his role in the church has impacted your relationship with God, and how you're gonna also pass that relationship on to hopefully one day your kids?
Absolutely. So for those of you that don't know what Shamasha means is Shamasha means deacon. And I do believe that my dad's involvement in the church as he was a ordained deacon for over 20 years. And he was also uh, a member of the church here in Southfield at Mother of God Chaldean Catholic Church, which is the cathedral. I do believe that his role there instilled the faith on me, and that's something I hope to one day pass along to my kids, to my family, and I hope to have 1% of the strength and the faith that he did.
Wow. You know what? You shared with me a story, which is when you guys were buying your home, and where you guys currently reside. And you said your pops used to make the drive from the new house all the way to the church, and he did that drive about 5 times. And that was a story that I love, and that's something that I remember. He just wanted to make sure that he was still nearby the church. Do you have a story that you were comfortable sharing with everyone?
That story?
If you don't mind sharing that one,
No, I don't
I
mind.
love that story.
I don't mind sharing it at all. So, beside being a small business owner and having some retail businesses with his siblings,
Mhm.
my dad was a Detroit public schools teacher for 19 years. So, when we were ready to transition out of Southfield and move into Novi, my dad made the drive from the house in Novi while it was under contract, while we still had time to back out of the deal
Mhm.
to church to make sure that it wasn't too far. Now, he didn't just make the drive on a Monday afternoon when there was no traffic. He literally he said, "Okay, I go to church at whatever time it was, 8 or 8:30 in the morning." He said, "I'm gonna go to the new house at. I'm gonna be there at 8 o'clock. I'm gonna leave there at 8 o'clock. See what time I get to the church." So that's he literally did that numerous times to make sure that he wasn't too far because he loved going to church. There was times on like Christmas and Easter where he would go to some of the prayers during the day
Mhm.
and he'd be at church like 4 times throughout the day.
And I remember you also you talked to me about some of the funerals that he used to go to, where even if he didn't know the people, attending that funeral was so important, and it speaks to a lot of his character, which I definitely see in you as your friend. Um, but keeping that in mind, there's also gonna come a day where where you're not gonna be with us. When that day comes, what do you want people to remember you as?
I want to be remembered as the person who was there to help people out whenever they needed it. And you hear a lot of times, and a lot of times, if not all the time, is true when people say, "Oh, this person would give the shirt off their back." I literally want to be remembered as this person would give the shirt off their back. I'm usually very accommodating. Um, I oftentimes put others first. I think,
All the time.
thank you. I think we have to prioritize. I have to prioritize, if I'm going to put myself first or put others first. But it truly gives me joy and it's rewarding at the end of the day, you know, when I put others first. I may not understand it in the instant moment,
Mhm.
but a week later, for example, I may put 3 deals under contract and I look up and it's like God telling me, "Hey, this is your reward for being a good person."
Wow.
And I truly believe in that.
And out of curiosity, I will leave us with one last question because you and I don't really have the same circle of friends. We kind of do, but we kind of don't. So I know you always bring me your circle of friends. I always bring you to my circle of friends. Saying that, what's one thing that people are so surprised to find out about you when they meet you? I'm just giving you hard questions back to back.
When people initially meet me,
Hmm.
I am usually, for a very brief amount of time, kind of reserved to myself. And by a brief amount of time, I'm talking about like
30
12
seconds.
seconds,
Okay.
not even 30 seconds, about 12 seconds. I think what people are surprised to find out, because you wouldn't expect it right when you see me, if you haven't talked to me before, is how outgoing and how friendly I am. And
Very.
I love to be around people. I love to be surrounded with people. I don't like being by myself. I like hanging out with people. I like talking to people.
You're definitely a people person through and through. You love people, and I know I said that was gonna be my last question to you, but I know you're currently on a weight loss journey. You've been crushing it. Also, you told me last week that you're working on your business plan for 2024. Do you mind shedding some light on what your goals are and what you're hoping to accomplish in 2024?
Yeah, I'm looking to make a change in the real estate market. I'm looking to show myself, number one, while giving thanks to God and making my dad, who's shining down from up above, proud. I'm looking to show people that your dreams can become a reality, you have to put the work into it. So that's the mentality that I'm going by. I want to make a difference in the real estate market. You know, I didn't ever want to grow my business so fast where I wouldn't be able to focus on each and every client
Mhm.
and give them the personal care and attention that they deserve. Because every client deserves that care and deserves that attention. And I don't like passing people along from team to team
Mhm.
or from member to member. I want to be personally involved in the deal. So one of the things that I'm trying to do is strategize how I'm involved in the deal while servicing other clients, because I think that other clients can benefit from my services.
Mhm.
I just need to find the right rhythm and infrastructure
Mhm.
to do that.
Do you believe that you still haven't figured out how you're gonna be how you're gonna be able to do that, or do you believe that you have a game plan in motion already for 2024?
I believe that I have a game plan in motion and we're going to roll it out, and hopefully that goes well. And hopefully, the next time you and I are doing a podcast like this, we're on some beach and somewhere with friends and family and
And God,
celebrating. And God, well, God is always with us, no
yeah,
matter where we go.
and a couple pina coladas. Obviously, won't complain about that.
Yeah, sure.
That's it. Thank you for having me.
Everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Your Cup of Joe. Stay tuned for the next one.